It's AttackonSamurott, and here is another Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle for you guys today. So this is my first official team. Well, if you saw my battle with Red video at the battle tree, then you kind of already saw a little bit of my team, but that was just half of it. But this is my full team that I'm going to be using. So my first fully bred competitive team. So I have Minior. So I have Minior, Mega Alakazam, Crocodile, Vikavolt, Primarina, and Komao. While my opponent Adam, who was actually my first Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. So this time, we're battling with our fully evolved, fully EV competitive mons. So he's got a Komala, a Incineroar, a Alolan Raichu, Dhelmise, Toxapex, and Garchomp. So my team is a pretty cool team actually. So I'm actually running Minior is a Stealth Rock lead with Stealth Rock, Toxic, Explosion, and Protect. So basically the whole purpose of this mon is, get up hazards, toxic stuff if it's still able to live, and explode on like the last bit of health. So and also like once Minior goes down to about half, then its shell will break and its attack and speed gets boosted. So that means that it's going to be faster than other mons, and it'll be able to get off that that normal gym boosted explosion. So it's going to do a lot of damage. So it's definitely a really nice mon to have and just get off a lot of damage on and get some toxic damage up. So yeah, and then we have Mega Alakazam, basically kind of like the sweeper of my team. Just there to put in the work and just finish off games. So it's running Psychic, Shadow Ball, Focus Blast, and Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam for the dragon types and fighting types and such. Just dragon types. Shadow Ball, to catch those ghost types and those other psychic types. Focus Blast to hit Celesteela and to hit Skarmory and other annoying things that are steel types. And Psychic because it's stab boosted and it's going to do a whole lot of damage since it's also stab as well. So yeah. And then next we have Crocodile. So Crocodile is going to be a physically it's physically defensive with some special defense investment in it. Also max HP as well. Rocking Earthquake, Roar, Toxic, and Rest. This is basically a phasing mon on my team, so it's there to toxic stuff, phase things out with Roar, and get some damage off with Rest. Get some damage off with Earthquake, and the rest to fully heal it. And it's also rocking the Roselli Berry, so that way it can take a Fairy type move. Next, we have Vikavolt. Vikavolt is going to be max speed, max special attack, which is pretty weird because Vikavolt is very slow, so you don't really expect it to be fast. But it's also rocking agility. It's rocking agility, Roost, Thunderbolt, and Bug Buzz. It also has the Oka Berry, but that was actually a miss. I actually wanted leftovers. I had leftovers on it before, but I forgot to get rid of the Oka Berry. So yeah, I'm gonna do that when I remember. But anyways, basically this mon is there to set up, get a lot of damage up on stuff, and just hit hard with that Thunderbolt and Bug Buzz. So yeah. Next we have physically defensive Primarina with Scald, Moonblast, Rest, and Toxic. So somewhat similar to Crocodile, except well, it's water and fairy, and it's gonna be bulkier and take better hits. But also Well, basically that, just to take better, just to take hits. Since it is, the physically defensive. I was actually thinking about running especially defensive, but Pre-Marina doesn't really need to run like special defense in it because it's already bulky enough on the special side. The special defense is like 116, so it's very high. It also has really good special attack as well. Hits things really hard without being invested. So Pre-Marina is definitely a force to be reckoned with. Just like how you saw my first game with Adam when he used his Pre-Marina, and that was an in-game Pre-Marina. So imagine a competitive one. Whew, it's gonna put in that work. That's why Choice Specs Pre-Marina is such a threat right now. And then last mon on my team is Komao, Lum D-Dance with Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, and Brick Break. So yeah, that was a long description of my team, but let's get into this battle. So he's gonna show off his pose right there. I actually don't know how to get poses. If you guys know how to get poses, leave them in the comments. So I'm gonna start off with Minior, as my opponent Adam starts off with the Komala. So I really didn't know what Komala wanted to do here. So I just get my hazards up, get my shields up, of course. So right here, first turn, I go Stealth Rock on this play right here. So I go for the Stealth Rock. He actually, I believe, goes for a U-turn right here. So he goes U-turn, get off a little bit of damage on me. That's going to do about 20% to me. He's going to U-turn out, and he's going to bring in his Raichu right here. He's going to bring in Waffles Raichu. That's actually kind of a nice nickname, not going to lie. So he's going to bring in his Raichu. I actually go for Protect right here because I wanted to see what he was going to do. I had a feeling that he wasn't gonna go for an electric type move because I have Crocodile on my team. So he actually goes Grass Knot, revealing me, I guess, predicting that I may switch out. That I would have switched out to Crocodile, but I'm gonna switch out my Minior on the Grass Knot, and I'm gonna bring in Vikavolt because I had a feeling he was gonna do it again. So he does go Grass Knot again, or in case he had went Thunderbolt. But I bring in Vikavolt to take it. So Vikavolt takes that takes that Grass Knot very well. So he's gonna switch out. I was actually debating on what kind of Raichu that was because he switched out right away. So I was thinking that he could have been Specs, most likely. But seeing how much Grass Knot did to Vikavolt didn't really tell me much. I'm going to go for the Bug Buzz on the switching into Garchomp, and that's going to do a butt ton of damage. That is ridiculous damage. He's going to Mega Evolve right here, and going to see the pink Mega Garchomp come out. Oh wait, oh never mind, that's a shiny. My bad, I forgot. But he is going to go for a Dragon Claw, and it's going to do a crap ton of damage right here. Yeah, it does a lot. But Vikavolt's able to eat it. I go for the Bug Buzz, and that Garchomp is gone. So goodbye, Mega Garchomp. Really glad I got rid of that Mon, because that Mon could have been a threat. Well, not really, actually, because Pre-Marina was there, but still, that Mon could have been a problem. He's going to bring in the Incineroar right here. I'm going to switch out because I don't want to take a fire type move. So I believe I go into Crocodile. Okay, no, actually I went into Pre-Marina to take it since I am physically defensive. So he is going to go for the Darkest Lariat, and Darkest Lariat is actually not going to do that much because Pre-Marina is bulky. That physically defensive Pre-Marina is actually pretty good. Not going to lie, this Mon takes hits. It takes hits. I mean, it doesn't take the best hits when you start setting up, but still, it can take hits. He's going to switch out. He's going to go into Toxapex. That was his best switch in. I believe I just go Scald and get a little bit of chip damage on him. So I go for the Scald. Scald is not going to do that. Well, actually, it did a decent amount. No burn, though, which is what I wanted. But, sometimes you don't get everything you want. But I'm going to switch out Pre-Marina because I really don't want to stay in on this Toxapex, because Toxapex definitely threatens on my Pre-Marina. So I have to switch. So I switch out, and as I bring in Alakazam. Since Alakazam was pretty much like my safest play, he could have went for Toxic and it wouldn't have mattered because I Magic Guard Alakazam. So he's gonna go for the Toxic Spikes. That was a good play on his part for doing that. It's not really gonna matter too much, because I do have Rest on 2 of my Mons, and plus Minior is flying, and also Komao has the Lumberry, so it didn't really matter too much. So he's gonna bring in Incineroar right here. Actually right here I just Mega Evolved and went for Psychic. Because I really didn't care even if his Incineroar came in. If he was Choice Scarf Incineroar, I think he would have outsped. I'm not quite sure, but I don't think he would have outsped if he was Choice Scarf. But I'm going to go Psychic. Of course, as he brings in Incineroar, it's not going to do any damage. I go Focus Blast. I land it, thankfully. I land that Focus Blast, thankfully. If I didn't land that Focus Blast, oh boy, this game would have been would have went a different route. But Incineroar's going to drop, which is amazing. So, because that Mon could have been a threat. I mean, could have actually threatened me a bit. So I'm glad that Mon's gone. He's going to bring in Delmise. I have to switch because Delmise is actually pretty bulky. So it could take a Psychic. I'm pretty sure it could have taken the Psychic. But I'm going to bring in Como right here. As I believe he just goes for a Power Whip. Yeah, he goes for the Power Whip right here. And this Power Whip, even though it's resisted, does 30%. That is a lot of damage. Man, Delmise is so strong. Like, legit, this Mon is crazy strong. Its attack stats like base 130. This Mon hits like a truck. But I'm going to D-dance right here in front of his face. As he actually goes for, I think he goes for the Anchor Shot right here. Yeah, he goes Anchor Shot. So now I can't switch out, which was actually a pretty smart play on his part. And that Anchor Shot's going to do a crap ton of damage too. So, can't switch out. All I have to do is just go for Dragon Claw and get as much damage on that thing as possible. So, I land my Dragon Claw, and Dragon Claw does a clean 70% to it. So, yeah. He's going to go for the Anchor Shot and finish me off right here. So, good play on his part for, I mean, well, not really good play, but, you know, he just finished me off right there because I couldn't really do anything else. So, now, pretty much, I think I bring in Alakazam. I think I bring Alakazam back in, or I bring in... No, okay, never mind. I bring in Vikavolt right now. So I bring Vikavolt back in. I'm actually go for a Roost, because I had a feeling that I could take an Anchor Shot if he did go for it, but I doubt he would have went for it. But, because he knows that, you know, Anchor Shot does resist. But he goes for a Shadow Claw, and that Shadow Claw does a crap ton of damage and brings me right back down into the red this time. So... he's gonna get off some more leftovers health. I have to go for the Bug Buzz right here since I couldn't go Thunderbolt because it would resist. So I go Bug Buzz, and thankfully it takes it out. It looked like it would have lived, but nah, that boy dropped. So there goes Delmise. He's gonna bring in the Raichu, and the way he's been playing this Raichu has really been confusing me because I'm still thinking if he's like Specs or something, but he's gonna go Volt Switch. That damage still isn't telling me anything. He just took me out. So there goes Vikavolt right there. So Vikavolt drops. Vikavolt pretty much did what it needed to do, taking out that Mega Garchomp and that Delmise. So I was pretty much fine with it dropping. He's gonna bring in the Komalo right here. Komala right here. Gonna get off his Comatose, even though it's not gonna really matter too much. Gonna bring in Minior, and pretty much right here. I wanted to see what this Komala was gonna do, so I actually go for Protect right here to scout for what he was gonna do. So he actually just goes for a Return right here. So I guess he really wasn't fearing this thing at all. He's actually gonna switch out, and actually right here I went for Toxic because I wanted to see what else he was gonna do. But also I wanted him to weaken me so that way I could take out this Komala. But Komala with an Explosion. That was kind of my plan originally, but anyways, he's gonna bring in Raichu, then that thing is gonna get Toxic, which is okay, I guess. So right here, I was actually gonna explode right here. So he's gonna go for Thunderbolt, and that dropped me. So yeah, I didn't get to Boom right there. I really wanted to Boom, but couldn't. And even though I was in shield form, I think an Explosion still would have taken him out. But gonna bring in Crocodile, cause again, the way he's been playing this, he's just been switching out every time he's just been switching out every time he goes for a move. So I'm assuming that he's either Choice Specs or Choice Scarf at this point. He's gonna bring in Toxapex. So literally Crocodile just kind of destroys him at this point. He doesn't really have much of a switch in. I go for Earthquake, and that's gonna drop that Toxapex. Well, it's not gonna drop it, but it's gonna do a crap ton to it. Like, that is a ton of damage to that Toxapex. So Toxapex is in the red. Really not much he can do. So he's just gonna sack it right here to this next Earthquake. As I do take some poison damage, but pretty much he doesn't have a switch in at this point. This game is pretty much almost over. So go for the earthquake. That Toxapex is dropping. So Toxapex drops. And he has to bring in Raichu right here. I believe. I think he either brings in Raichu or he brings in the Komala. One of the two first, I believe. So brings in Komala first. And this return that he's about to do is going to do a crap ton to me. Actually, so goes for the so I actually switch out. Cause I want to try and save. Sorry about that. But the recording had cut off earlier. So, anyways, I'm gonna switch out my Crocodile and I'm gonna bring in a Primarina. Sorry about that. Too close to the mic. He's gonna go for a U-turn right here. So he makes a pretty good play going for that. To save his Raichu. But again, pretty much it still won't save him because Alakazam will still outspeed. So he brings Raichu back in. Raichu's going to take some more Stealth Rock damage, plus Toxic. So I'm in here with Primarina, and I think I switched and went back into Alakazam to take it. Because I think I was predicting him to go for Grass Knot again. So I believe he went Grass Knot again right here. So yeah, I switch out, predicting the Grass Knot, and I go right back into Alakazam. So bring Alakazam in as he goes for the Grass Knot. Right here, I do trace his Surge Surfer, but because there's no electric terrain, it doesn't really matter. So he goes Grass Knot, and that Grass Knot is doing no types of damage. So, well, actually it did about 30, but still, it's not enough. So, Raichu's gonna take some more damage, and pretty much I finish this thing off with a Psychic, and yeah, that's pretty much GG now. Komala can't really come back here, because it will get intimidated by Crocodile, if my Focus Blast doesn't land, and also Primarina is physically defensive, so it will take hits. It will take a return, if he has it, which I think he did show off. But he's gonna get his Comatose back up, but again, it doesn't really matter right here. So I go Focus Blast. I do miss. He goes for the return, and Komala is going to drop my Mega Alakazam. So yeah, I probably could have just went for Psychic and that would have been enough. But I didn't really want to risk it because Komala has actually pretty good special defense. It's like base 95, so I really didn't want to risk it. Didn't want to risk the Psychic taking me out, but honestly, I didn't really have to risk anything at this point. But I'm gonna go for the Earthquake, drop its attack, and Earthquake is almost gonna take out Komala. He's gonna go for the return, and even at -1, that still does a lot of damage. So yeah, but pretty much this is gonna be enough to drop him, and that is GG. So good game to Adam, aka OvergrownSceptile. He was also in the OVA league as well, so he's a pretty good battler. He's definitely gotten a lot better, as you've seen in this battle. Definitely could have been a close game if I didn't miss that Focus Blast, but yeah. So GG Adam. You guys meet crap, I don't even know where to go from here. So yeah, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, if you want more content, and I will see you next time in my next Sun and Moon Wi-Fi battle. Take care and have a good one.